Hello, people of the interwebs! Welcome back to my Let's Play of Eternalized for RGOGNOCA, really little games no one cares about. I am WonderGirl108. I am very late on this, again, and I have no reasons this time except just making really long videos is kind of a chore. I'm just gonna fess up right now. It's... I'm gonna do something different for the next Let's Play, but anyway, I figured since it's Halloween, might as well do the spooky scary part of the game as a sort of pseudo-Halloween special that I should have made a couple weeks ago anyway. So we are off to the second Hall of Dolls, like the second version, to reclaim the Regalia of Knowledge, which the princess needs to become an angel, and which... hang on. No, and which, will, that always cracks me up. So yes, spooky scary. And Vorless wants to use the Regalia of Knowledge to summon a zombie army out of absolutely nowhere because video game. Okay, it's been a while. I don't remember what we have. I really wish I knew what all these stats did, you know? Two? You think? I don't really want to do two of the same accessory. Yeah, no, let's not. Alright, what jewels did we get? Probably nothing of use, huh? Wait. Oh! Yep. See? Knew it was gonna be that. Yeah, I noticed in post that the yellow jewel would have given card night magic too. Don't know anything about pink because screw pink. Okay. So now there's a red moon in the sky, and it's nighttime and dark, and music got a nice little remix. Yep. Yeah. So, yes, spooky scary. It's red, and that's scary. It's the color of blood or something. Actually, I think that red is the color of death. Like, most people say black is the color of death, but one, black technically isn't a color, and two, if green is the color of life, and life is the opposite of death, and red is the opposite of green, eh? Yeah. So yeah, we have some new monsters here and stuff, and that's gonna be all throughout the... Now, I think the size of this place has at least doubled, if not like gone a room or two above. So that's neat. Give the enemy the first turn. So yeah, since there's still nothing really particularly new to say about all this, I'm still gonna have to be talking about Tomba 2, the Evil Swine Return, which, at the very least, there's more to it than the last couple of videos, because the last couple of videos I've run out of things to say pretty quickly, but the last couple of videos I've been talking about games that are pretty simple. You know, you have an attack, and a secondary attack that's also useful for something else, or your sole means of doing something else, and you can jump, and that's pretty much it. Which is neat, but, you know, they're simple games, and they're fantastic for that, but Tomba 2 had a lot more to it than that. With the clothes and the different weapons and the different things the weapons could do. How many things can I fit? Yeah. Forget it. I don't even care. Bang. Really? I thought that was like a kill. Oh well, whatever. Let's try Nebulator. Yep, very unimpressive. Ah well. So anyway, yeah, Tomba, or Tomba 2 specifically. I'm probably gonna do Tomba 1 for a different Let's Play at some point. But Tomba 2, it had so much else to it, with different clothes that could affect like your jumping ability and a couple other things like the swimming pig suit that let you swim and talk to pigs. And there was like the grapple, which you use to help with your jumping, and then there's the hammer, which you use to get to certain places and activate certain things, and the ice boomerang that you needed to use for the one specific thing, and there was a lot to it, and it was awesome. Another awesome thing about Tomba 2, I think, is just quite simply that it was... there was a lot of stuff in it that you didn't have to do. Like, most of the missions were optional, which was neat. And on top of that, the missions you had to do were pretty straightforward. Funny thing about the missions, though, kind of like this game, they were more simple than they should have been. If you think about it, pretty much every single mission yeah, there it is. Pretty much every single mission in Tomba 2 is some variation of get a thing and bring it to a place to make a thing happen, or collect a thing and bring it to a person to make a thing happen. It was all like getting a thing and taking it somewhere. That was pretty much every single mission in the game. Except for the main ones, which were mostly get from point A to point B. But with some variation of that in there somewhere. Because each of them was creative in how they did it. They were all... You don't really notice. It's kind of like this game. This game right here, where like you don't notice how samey every single room and level is, and don't you dare... Oh, you little... Ooh, I'm gonna kill you. I will murder your face off. Sorry. Yeah, it's like this game. It's like you don't really notice how samey everything is until you really think about it. Okay, see, bats tend to be very good at evading, so I feel like that should have happened a while ago. But... yeah. So yeah, creativity. It made them all feel different even though they were all pretty much the same general idea. Find a thing, bring it to this place or person, a thing happens, and now you can do something else. And a lot of the creativity was in... well, actually, a lot of the creativity... You little bazooka! You are also going to die. Right now. Lost 2 chests in this room. My god. Yep. Now I'm finally starting to miss them. I was surprised when that didn't happen in the first version of the Hall of Dolls. I cannot believe you! Why? Why are you attacking the chests and not me? That's counterproductive. It's not like you get anything out of it. I'm sorry, I just... hang on. Yep, number 1. Wow. And I'm out of magic. Kind of. Oh! Good. Okay. So what is a lot of the creativity in Tomba 2? I think a lot of the creativity in the Tomba 2 missions is just from the settings. Like, I mentioned this during the Let's Play, the main antagonists are pigs. Just pigs. For no real reason. And everything's pig themed, which is neat. But, like, there's no reason for pigs to be the problem. But they are. And that was really neat. Yeah. If those chests I lost also contain jewels, then it's probably no big loss anyway. I can't really do anything else with jewels. Except save them up for the later thing. So for example, the Laughing Crying Forest. Probably one of my favorite places in Tomba 2. But just the laughing and crying fruits, they were so cool. Like, I think of that level, and I just think of, like, the purple and red fruits and the noises. The laughing and the almost crying you could hear if you listen. That's actually not part of the soundtrack, by the way. Those laughs and like sort of whines. Just spreading everyone out in case there's an area effect magic one of these things knows. And I love how you could like use the fruits as like platforms to get to places, even though it cost you like, you know, the ability to use weapons. And that was also where the grapple was found, which is pretty neat. I mean, the grapple is like... The Doka pin is the best weapon in the game, definitely, but the grapple is pretty nice, for the same reason. And then there are just these random skeleton ghost things hanging out here and there. Did that thing hit me with its tongue? I think it did. Oh well. Everyone's all clustered together. So I can do this. Five things in one hit. Ooh. Yep. That's card night. Should have had Dreamer move. Dang it. Wait, what was I saying about the laughing crying forest? Just like the sheer randomness of it, like there's fruit that makes you laugh or cry. Which, to be fair, there was a thing like that in the first game, except it was mushrooms, which made a bit more sense. But Tomba 2 being the first one I played, it seemed original at the time. And weird. And like the laughing crying doors and everything. It was original things, like, it didn't make any sense and it wasn't trying to make sense. And for that it was amazing. The NPCs varied from meh to annoying, to be honest, but oh dear. Hang on. Very nice. Ugh, now I'm trying to focus on this game. What was I saying? The platforming in Tomba 2. I want to say something about that as well. The platforming in Spyro was original because, like, it gave you a character that should break any platforming-based puzzle, but they did it in a way that it didn't. With Tomba, they kind of went the opposite, except there was nothing, like, totally... Well, I guess the grapple was kind of... platformer... breaking... kind of. But, like, Tomba is just a person, like a human being. Basically. Essentially human. A very strange one, but still. But they gave him tools to make him something else completely. Like the grapple. And the flying squirrel clothes, and the bird clothes, and everything. It was all just so... It made it interesting. At a certain point, you aren't even playing as Tomba anymore, you're playing as the various things Tomba has. Kind of. In a way. Ugh, this is terrible, I'm sure. I should have planned this too. Someday I'll learn to plan what I'm gonna say. Someday. Another thing I love about Tomba 2 is just the colors. You know, everything was brightly colored and it was colorful, you know? And the colors would always set like the mood. Like, the fiery place was very red. The wintry place was blue. And the forest was like a blackish green. Carnival had all kinds of colors, and the water temple was blue and gray. And Tomba's pink. They used colors creatively instead of realistically, is my point. Like, the different colors meant things still, but they meant creative things. Like, green simply meant grass, yes, but... red meant fire and white meant snow. And black-green meant evil first. Did I? Yeah, this is the thing. I don't think I ever did show you guys. This thing's called Justin. Simply Justin. And sometimes I wonder if there's like someone on the dev team who was named Justin and this was just a joke on them. This is a hound dog. I guess it's a power-up of Silverwolf? I guess? What is this formation I'm in? What the... Yeah, who cares? It's similar to this game, like, right here. Everything is tinted red. Why? Because red is spooky. Yeah, the first thing I think of when I think of Tomba is just the colors. Interestingly, instead of the really creative puzzles and the completely insane story. Yeah, let's talk about the story of Tomba 2 for a minute, because that was probably the worst thing about the game, was the story. It was practically more nonsensical than this game's story, which is really saying something. Oh hey, it missed. So, Tabby, who we've never heard of before in the first game, but is somehow apparently a childhood friend of the wild boy who grew up in the jungle, apparently she's disappeared, and we have to go rescue her, because hero. So we get there, and we get to where she lives, and we look in her house to see if she's there, which you would think we'd know she's probably not, since she's supposed to be missing. And then it turns out that she was found and she was never missing in the first place. And then after we get there and we go to see her, then she goes missing. And we see her get captured, or kind of see her get captured. For no real reason. Like, there was no reason it would happen then as opposed to any other time, and there's no reason it would happen to her, except to get Tomba invested. So yeah, it was random in all the worst ways, I think. I mean, evil pigs. That's cool. But, you know, apart from that, every random aspect of the game was just bad. Of the story, I mean. Like, you can go with, yeah, you see it does attack with its tongue. Anyway, you could go with the whole, you know, the less sense it makes the better because it's a video game. And that's true, but that applies more to what's in the game instead of what the game's about, if that makes sense, which I know it doesn't. Like, it's okay for things in the game to not be things. Like these things here. It's okay. And like the magics and the puppets and stuff in this game. They aren't supposed to make sense, and that's why they're cool. The story doesn't make sense, and that's what makes it bad. The story has to be coherent in a video game. Or it has to be so absolutely, utterly crazy that, you know, it's noteworthy for that. Which neither this game nor Tomba really managed to achieve. They were just random, but simple. They were random and trying to be coherent at the same time. That's pretty much the worst thing you can do. It puts you, like, right in that little divot. If you think of, like, a parabola of, like, one end is crazy and one end is coherent. Trying to have a random story that's also coherent puts you, like, right in the middle at, like, the very bottom point of that parabola. I'm not making any sense at all, am I? Oh, hello. Remaster is a head card knight. Whoa! Now that is what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna have Luke take care of the rest. So I can dabble away without thinking about this at all. So the story of Tomba was dumb, but it was the gameplay that made it, and the thing that made it... I guess it was the fact that you could have your own style of playing it. Like, you could choose. Like, you could choose what your favorite weapon was and what your favorite set of clothes was. Like, there were some that were objectively better than others, but you didn't have to use them that way if you didn't want to. You always had a choice. And that was neat. It gives you a little bit more of a sense of freedom. And also the worlds. Like, they didn't just contain the things you needed, they also contained a lot of things you didn't need. And a lot of places to explore. All of which had a purpose. That was another thing. Every single place that was a place in Tomba had a purpose. But, like, they didn't advertise their purpose and you weren't pointed to them. So you could just, like, experience it and explore and find stuff on your own. I think that was the best thing about the different missions, like the optional missions in the game, is just that they're kind of scattered about in an almost organic way. I want to say. It's something like... How do I put this? The things aren't just there for you to find. They were there already, and you come upon them. As if there's already a world going on and you just kind of stumble into the middle of it. It made the world feel more like a world and less like a game. And that's a thing that a game really needs to do. Is not feel like a game. It's supposed to pull you in, you know, make you feel like you're actually experiencing a real place. A different, nonsensical place perhaps, but like a real place. And Tomba 2 did that beautifully. Just with all the different things that were hidden everywhere that you didn't even need to find. They were just there. They would be there whether you found them or not. Just waiting for you to find, or not find. And that was neat. Ooh! I think all the hound dogs drop bladed teeth. Yep. That is gonna be good for card night. Oh. Hang on. Aye. No. Screw it, let's go with that. Probably a bad idea, but whatever. And I've lost my train of thought. Oh, hello. What are you? Bubbly. I think there's a color skin of this that's also called Baboon. And you... Heracles. Heracles? Who cares? Oh, I know something I wanted to say about the weapons in Tomba 2. They aren't really weapons. I think I mentioned this during the Let's Play as well. The weapons in the game are less weapons and more tools to solve puzzles, because the only way to really kill something effectively was to jump on it and bite it and then throw it. Like, that was just how you killed stuff. And the weapons, quote unquote, were more, you know, you can use the grapple to get to this place. And you can use the hammer to hit this switch. You can, you know, stuff like that. You can use the pig wall to make tiny pigs for this one specific mission. And then never need it again. That was another thing that, like, the ice boomerang, it had one use. It was only meant to be used against the cappers or flaming chains that needed to be cooled off. And then you didn't need it anymore. And the same went for, like, yeah, same went for the pig ball. Even the hammer and then the torch hammer, which you needed to melt ice, that was only needed a few times. And then there were things like the grapple, that, you know, if you just had it equipped, you could use it pretty much anywhere for stuff. And that's what made the grapple awesome. Even though it was like the least effective weapon, it didn't need to be an effective weapon. The weapons in the game weren't even meant to be weapons. And the grapple kind of exemplified that. And then there was the Doka pin, which was an effective weapon as well, but whatever. I wonder how they came up with Doka pin. Like, Doka. What does that even mean? Anything? I'm gonna guess it doesn't mean anything. Uh-huh. Alright. I think I know what I'm gonna do to keep things even here. You see where I'm going with this. And the torch hammer. That was awesome that it like broke the rocks. That was really cool. But again, it only had that one specific use, and then it wasn't any more useful than the fire hammer. And there were other things like that too, like the crab basket was only used in that one specific instance. There were a lot of things in the game that were only used in one specific instance, even if you kept them. Then there were things like the spoon, where you used it and, you know, then you didn't have it anymore. But there were things you could hold on to that weren't useful. Except for in one specific instance, and then you just kind of had it cluttering up your inventory. I don't know if that was... I don't know if I could call that a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it seems like it should be a bad thing, but on the other hand, it meant that there was a lot of stuff, of different stuff going on. That, you know, you didn't just have the one thing that could solve any problem. That was cool. So I guess it's not good or bad? I guess? I'd like some things besides Jewel game. This was the room with the boss last time. This time it's just another room. Because there are actually more rooms in this building that we didn't know about until now. Oh wait! They skipped that room. Yes, they skipped it. Here we have a shadow move. Here we have Usui. I forget what the other things were that were orange and purple. I think the blue shadows were just shadows, right? Yeah. Teleporting things turn as they teleport, I've noticed. See? What else? Tomba soundtrack was... it was gorgeous. It always set the mood. I think the best example of that is the Cursed Summit while it's still icy. The music just sounds frosty. You know? Might as well use our special magic. Wow, that did nothing. I wonder. Love that magic casting animation. It's so awesome. Oh dear. Oh dear. What? Wonder why that did nothing at all. Who cares? I'm gonna do this. Nah. This is still the most powerful. Not bad. Still need to keep talking about Tomba too. I am not good at this. I am just not good at this idea that I had. It's just not turning out well. I'm so sorry. I apparently still can't do those games justice. Because I'm just an idiot. Anyway. If you listen to the soundtrack for, or the track for the coal mining town, they actually included just like the sounds of beating out metal. Which is really neat. Like it's the metal working place and they put that in the soundtrack. How did that not kill you? You have done more than enough. Why did it not do anything at all? Whoa! Wasn't expecting that. Yeah. I still have moose fire. Hee. No! That was not what I meant to do. Oh well. Whole bunch of jewels I don't need. Please give me something else, game. Oh, Stardust. Oh, you know what that is? That is like an item you can use to imitate a certain magic. You don't get experience for it, but you can sort of cast an imitation of, I think it's Meteor, which is a really cool magic that I don't think I'll ever get to show you guys. Anyway. Ah. Normally there are a bunch of pumpkins in here. This is Ghost Girl, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Power up of Lady Phantom, even though Lady Phantom sounds cooler. Brushy! And you are... Medusa Ball. Ooh. As for what these things are... These boxes, you can't step on them. Oh, okay, you can step on some of them. But you can't step on this one, because it's open. And I think it's supposed to be a coffin? Maybe? Whatever, who cares? I'm thinking. Probably the absolute worst thing for me to be doing, but I am. Yeah, I knew that'd probably happen if I just stayed clustered like this. But I can do that too. Whoa! I was not expecting that. But that was awesome. Okay, so yeah. I'm definitely gonna get through here. Normally it's impossible because I have like 4 pumpkins and then like 2 Medusa balls on my butt. And the pumpkins are like really tough. I don't know why this game decided to go easy on me this time. And oh, you little... Sorry, I cut that. Sorry. Just slipped up. The word just slipped out of my mouth. Because I'm a terrible person. Had to do that to avenge that chest. Although, if it was just another jewel, probably didn't matter anyway. Okay, hang on. magic resistant. Magic. That's another thing in Tomba. I mean, I know technically it's not, but they're magical things. Well, like Witch Mizuno, for instance. She casts magic. And I really liked how, like, the Forest of Ghosts had, like, all the NPCs from the first game that were in the game. That was clever. There are probably other clever things in the game that I never even picked up on, and that's another thing. When everything isn't just, like, plain obvious in your face, you know what's going on. When there are, like, little inside jokes and little secrets. That's always awesome in a game. This game doesn't have that, but Tomba had it, like, everywhere. The fact that you had to go find the pig gates? I don't know, that was... I really liked that, I don't know why. The fact that you have to go looking for them, and they could be, like, anywhere, and then you go to a place and suddenly you stumble across it and it's there. That was always, like... If you've already done it, it's not so much rewarding, but the first time it's like, oh wow, I've been looking for this. A medal. Hang on. Yeah, blah blah. Okay, so next is the boss, by the way. Metal. I had to, I'm sorry. Actually, there's probably something objectively better. No? That probably was. Whatever. Boss fight time. And I still haven't said what I wanted to say about Tomba. If only I could think of what it was I wanted to say. But yes, here we have Cirrus, and some mummies, and a couple skeletons. And some frothing purple thing. Hello, Cirrus. Necromancy. So yes, welcome to Halloween! This is the Halloween level of the game. That's the red cross, the one that doesn't have a red eye, ironically. I think this is a mud skeleton, yes. Okay, so funny story. Like I said, I didn't know what the word regalia meant. So I used to think that this, like, pot thing here was the regalia, because I didn't know what the heck that word meant. But I'm gonna bring up what I said in the last video. Cirrus is referred to as male, or Karis. I don't know. Maybe it's Karis, and that's a woman's name. Cirrus, I don't know. But he's referred to as male, but his outfit is always, you know, female. Oh yeah, and he can cast magic. But as we've discussed, the regalia of knowledge is supposed to be worn by a woman. It's supposed to be worn by the princess of the royal family, or the daughter of the royal family, I should say. And since everyone in this entire game only wears the one outfit throughout because it's anime, I guess. Sirius's big moment, which this is, was where he was supposed to be wearing the regalia of knowledge. It would make sense that the regalia of knowledge would be feminine, because it's supposed to be worn by a woman. So, yeah, that's just my thought. But I don't know for sure. This is also the boss with the most grunt enemies allied. No. No, it's not. There's one other. But that'd be a spoiler. Because it's like at the very end of the game. Alright. Let me see. Huh. I guess Sirius is too high up. Oh well. Not bad. Nice. Okay, I think I'm all set here. When I think of points I want to make about Tomba, I keep coming back to the grapple. And like the bird clothes and the flying squirrel clothes. The mechanics. The game was 2.5D. And every time you could change axes, there would be like these ginormous arrows over your head that could tell you which way you could go. Which I think they did after the first game made it very, very unclear where you could and couldn't change axes. It was mostly likely an attempt to fix that. Kinda went too far in the other direction in my opinion, but you know, it helped. You could almost never go wrong by doing a thing. Almost never. Occasionally you could. But if you slipped up, most of the time it was just your own slippingness. That doesn't make any sense. The game was relatively forgiving, is what I'm trying to say. Relatively. Because there's no live system, and you could very rarely go wrong doing a thing instead of not. So a lot of stuff was just there for you to figure out, and there was much less frustration. I'm in this case I'm speaking relative to the first game, but ooh, nice. Yikes. Yeah, Ceres is a boss for a reason, and not just because she has like several hundred health. I'm gonna have my puppets clean this place up, actually. nice. Maybe. I don't know. Oh! Something completely useless. Thanks. Thanks so much for that, game. Huh. Somehow I recall her attack being stronger than that. But whatever. Whoa! Perfect! Oh! Finally, some useful things. Tomba. I should have so much more to say about it, because there is so much more to it than Spyro or Croc. But I can't really. Most of the stuff was... Whoa, yeah, I have my work cut out for me here. God. I keep messing this up. Is this? Yep. Probably the most powerful area effect spell in the entire game. Not need that. Get Card Knight out of the way, he's down here. What? There we go. Why are you focusing on him? Get back here, you. Just gotta get away from him. Who cares? Oh! Oh! Something I wanted to say about Tomba. I just remembered. Zippo. What the heck was Zippo? Zippo was nothing. Was it a bug? Was it a... What? It wasn't anything. And that was what... That was just an example of why Tomba was awesome. Was the simple fact that things like Zippo weren't anything. Kynan. Oh, Kynan. Mr. Mystery. That was neat. Yeah, kind of gave the impression that there was some bigger plot going on. Even if we would never know what it was. I didn't hit record. Oh well. I can always retroactively record, now that I know that. Bye-bye. I guess she left her clothes behind. So now some story. So what? Did he do that as well at some point? Fruit. That's just basic spelling error, my god. Frenile? Frenile? Weird incantation. And suddenly she's fine. Well, then who else would ever perform the spirit invocation right? Ugh, continuity. Oh, now she's all grateful. Yay! What did they do? Nothing. Even though you two did nothing. Ah. That's not true, by the way. For what? Sure, it's not like they're gonna be any more useful here. I don't know if we go straight to the castle after this, or... I think we do. Yep. Now we meet Chile. Has a eternal eyes. Ugh. Of course not, you're supposed to be the last ones. Aw, that sounds kind of awesome. Your turn. Whose turn was it last time? Your parents, I guess. I think we get one more cutscene. I'm not sure. Yes. They? The puppets, I guess. Okay, so what was with the summoning of the zombies? Yeah, no, the goddess doesn't need a body, by the way. All of this? Nonsense. Forget her of time, even though she knows everything. Okay. Since there was a boss fight, and we can't have that boss fight again... Ugh. Okay, now I think I'm free to do the thing. Since there was a boss fight, and we can't have that boss fight again, that room is now something else. And that room is now even more Halloween themed, I believe, if I recall correctly. Get out of my way, person. So let's do that for this Halloween pseudo special. As I continue to fail at everything, basically. I couldn't do Tomba 2 justice either. Chaos Blade is just as strong, but with other things. Death Sword. Okay. This is the Blade Earl Sword. It's not the best weapon in the game. It should be, but it's not. Wait. Yes. Whoa! Yeah, no, not enough. Oh, it didn't give us an option to switch to the first Hall of Dolls. Dang. Could have sworn it did. Oh well. Yes, here we have some very special puppets. That are puppets. This thing is called Chappie. Insanely high magical defense, but weak otherwise. It has a sword. It's a creepy doll with a sword. And that's awesome. Yeah, awesome magic casting animation too. This might have been a bad idea. But whatever. Hehe. Ooh. I wonder if I could. Won't do much against the Chappie, but yes! I can hit everything in one strike. No, I didn't. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Oh! Wasn't expecting that. But okay. Oh, and they don't give much experience, I guess. Or maybe it's just because I'm over leveled to fight these things. I don't know. God. Yep, so I failed Tomba. And that was my last practice thing for— oh! That was neat. That was my last practice thing before I talk about Threads of Fate in the next video. I still don't know what I'm doing with this thing. I think I made some points? I think? I hope? Tomba was fun because it was original. That's really all I can say. It was a unique idea. Well, compared to the first game, I guess not. But compared to most other games, Tomba 2 was a very unique idea and a very unique setting, and it did some unique stuff. And that's why it was good. That's all I got. I'm so sorry for being a complete and total failure at everything. Wait, I didn't hit one of the things, did I? Hang on. Yeah, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Oh! No, I had everything. Huh. I feel like I only hit 6 things, but there are apparently 7 creatures. Whatever. I'll see in post what I did. Spooky, Scary Skeletons is apparently a song that I just recently learned. I'm sorry, I'm failing in every single way, shape, and form. Sorry. again, if it was a jewel, no loss. Oh! Okay. Done then, I guess. It's just gonna be a bunch of jewels, isn't it? Yep. Okay. Well, that was all of the Hall of Dolls, so hope it at least was slightly spooky-ish, maybe? It's the least I could do, since I failed at the other point of this video. Well, yeah, I did. Get out of my way! Okay. I wonder what Mouse and Nicole's homes are. Also, take a look at this. I just noticed this when loading this up today. They put Luke's face next to each one as if you could ever be something else, which you can't. I'm going to save this to a different file just in case retroactively recording doesn't work. And that's gonna be it. So thank you so very much for watching if you did. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.